everyone. Welcome
Hello.
to Adobe Live. I am back with Chris Blackstock. Welcome,
Hi.
Chris.
Thank you.
I'm your host, Christine Arth, and we are here this week for illustration. This is our day 3 of an amazing 3 days of awesome illustration. We've had on some awesome guests and illustrators. This morning we were live with Leonard Peng, and he illustrated a pug in space. It was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
After that, we were live with Lissy Marlin, and she finished up the most amazing illustration of a little girl.
It's very beautiful.
And right now, we're on live with you, Chris, and you have some exciting things you're going to share with us.
Yeah.
And right after this, we'll be up with Emma Zhang at 1:30, so stick with us.
Okay. So I think just start off the bat.
Yeah, you're doing something different today. See
Yeah.
how there's no computer here, you
Yeah.
guys? Chat. What you're like, what's going on? Where's
Yeah.
Chris's computer?
No computer today. No, just kidding.
He's just going to tap dance a little bit.
So I did some work in between, and I usually in some of my stuff I'll add elements from real world elements or traditional elements. And so for this piece, to kind of tie it in with the dessert, what I've usually done is I'm gonna do some coffee splatter and also try to get some rings.
There's all sorts. He came in with a bag from Blick Art House,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do some stuff."
Yeah, I was almost late because
Well, it's raining out
it was
too.
yeah, I was like, I need that plastic bag. Thank
Yeah.
you. So yeah, I got some black coffee, a little
Toothbrush,
hotel toothbrush,
handy dandy art supplies.
and a lid to hopefully we can get some circles and some splatter effects.
Oh no, a couple people are like, "Wait, no monsters?" But there
We'll
will
get
be
to the monsters.
Yeah, so
and
stick with us.
really
Don't
quickly.
worry.
This
Yeah.
shouldn't take very long, and we'll get directly back
This
to the
is
painting.
all part of Chris's unique process, which I think it's so cool that you do real life textures that you create yourself and then bring it into your digital work.
Yeah, and I bring in all kinds of things, either
Yeah.
photographs I take or photographs I find on the internet or textures that I make. So
I'm
yeah.
excited. All right, well,
Cool.
I'm ready whenever you
All
are.
right, let's do it. Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
look at that. Things rain nichely.
So the first thing we're gonna do is the splatter, and then we got the smaller one. We're gonna try to do some rings.
Cool.
So basically,
this.
just got the black coffee here.
I'm glad I didn't wear white. I
yes.
don't wear white ever because I spill on myself, so I'm good.
white is dangerous.
White is so dangerous.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and dip this in here and just kind of get that, and then kind of
Ooh, super fun.
yeah.
Oh, I love this. The techniques of the brush scraping. Yes.
Oops, almost spilled it everywhere.
You're like, hey, Paco, it's
Yeah.
all right that I have coffee up here, right?
Yeah,
You're
no
like,
big deal,
"Ugh."
Let's see. So we're just
Ryan
gonna
Ford is
kinda-
asking, do you use Capture then to
Um,
photograph these or?
I just take a photo on my camera.
Nice, yeah.
Someone else mentioned capture. I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's something that. Can you explain that?
Well, yeah, Capture. I mean, it's similar. It's similar to
Okay.
taking a photo. So I
Yeah.
think that
Probably what I should be doing.
you could do that. There's also Adobe Creative. They have the Creative Suite app, which is
Okay.
awesome. I'm looking at it right now. So Capture, the app, you can then create all sorts of patterns from it. You
Okay.
can pull it in as a photograph or as line art too.
Yeah,
So.
I think today, just because I'm doing what I usually do, I usually
Yeah.
just take a photograph with my camera and I'll just airdrop it to my computer.
Yeah. I think you'll
Here.
want to look into Capture for
That
later
sounds
because
like a
I
much
feel
smarter
like,
way to do
well,
it.
it's not even that it's smarter, it's just different.
Yeah.
You're using the photograph, but Capture it's super cool. You can create vectors from this
Oh, that's
immediately.
Awesome. That's awesome.
It's so rad, yeah.
I'm always learning, so thank you. It's a good idea. So this is done. We gotta let it dry for a second.
So cool.
But yeah, basically, and you can even.
You're like, this is done. You're like, we
Yeah.
just threw coffee over it. It smells great, by the way.
Yeah, so you can just kind of drip it if you want to get some drips or something.
Now
but
I want coffee.
It'll just be a nice texture that we're gonna use. I kind of added a background, not really. So I'll show you guys.
I
what
love
did.
it. I wanted a
I'll sh-
background in there.
I'll show you kind of what I did with it, and
All right, well, let's say hello to some people out there in chat. Hey, Voodoo Val is back. Capture is magic. Sarifa, Monier, Earl, David, Dorina, Eric Sue, Olivier, welcome.
hello. So now I'm trying to just create the ring magic. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Usually I'll do it with a mug or something that I just kind of splash the water over the edge.
Oh, nice.
So,
And I think you had this one here too for the bottom of it. So
yeah,
that
so I
works
might,
as well.
yeah, so I could do that, but I'm gonna just try this really quick and just see if I can get something. And just kind of get. Sometimes this just works. Just doing this.
Nice. We're all intensely watching. We're like, oh, is it gonna work?
So let's see, we got a little bit there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see if we can get a little bit more on there.
Nice.
Like I said, it's hit or miss sometimes.
See, all of those coffee stains in Chris's work, they're original coffee stains of Chris. So great. Everyone's like, this is amazing. Yes, Anthony, we totally agree. And Kelly Penfold's like, I haven't done something like this in years. This is exciting.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
We'll try with this one too. See if this can kind of.
Do you find that it helps you kind of get out of your headspace and
yes,
helps you create better?
Definitely. I mean, it's important to step away from the computer, especially if that's what you do often. It's just kind of good to have some different processes with that. And it's you just need to step away from the screen. It's a good way to, if you're having trouble or you're getting blocked or anything. And
yeah, I think that's a great advice.
Yeah. So this kind of stuff is just fun. Yeah. And it just kind of adds a fun element to it.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, and you can also go in there if you want and kind of blow it out. You know,
cool. Yeah.
Cool, kind of cool blowouts.
I'm like, oh.
And so I think that's kind of all we need. So really.
This. You're like, we're good, man.
It needs to dry slightly, but I mean, you know, we could probably get this captured here.
This is great. Jason Rose is like, this looks like my desk in the morning.
Yeah. Let me see what my camera looks like when we take photos of this.
Awesome.
So cool. This is just, you know, obviously I just kind of started doing with coffee because that's what I have in the morning.
That's what I
got. You know, you do it with anything. It's just fun doing mark making. You know, there's watercolors, acrylics, oils, street water, whatever you want. Let's see.
Hello, Christian, James, Jessica, and Shelly. Welcome. Julia Zeiger's back. She's like, coffee art is the bomb.
Yeah.
So good. There's some artful wind happening here. I'm like, I'll hold this one. So
let's see what we can get here.
Marcin Naraki is like, I can't wait for the final effect. I can't either.
Hopefully this works. It's sometimes hard too. You want to get your lighting right.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of, you don't want to try to cast too many shadows.
Right.
But usually with adjusting the contrast and the brightness, you can usually get it looking pretty flat.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I think if I stand up high enough, I don't think it's that
nice. It's headless Chris.
Yeah. It should be okay, I think.
Everyone's like, this is so interesting. They love it.
Let's see. You can try some different angles here.
So good.
Okay.
Hello, Musa. Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. Christian Busick, welcome. He's like, back to the roots. Loving it.
It's the fun stuff, man.
I think it's true, you know?
I think we can.
This is great.
I think that's it.
All right, well, let's do a little bit of moving around and a little cleanup action.
Yes,
I got this. Yep.
This. Okay.
I'm gonna take this as well.
Perfect.
All right, guys, we're gonna move these things out of the picture.
Awesome. Take that real quick. All right.
And we're back. We did it. The quickest setup ever. Yes, Ryan Ford says the headless Chrisman.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of caffeinated art happening out there, so I'm super thrilled with what's happening, and this is gonna be fun.
Okay.
And don't worry, guys, we are gonna be set up in just like 1 second. But in the meantime, don't forget that you guys have the chance to chat and win.
Perfect.
So we will be giving away a free Moo notebook to one lucky winner. It's got lay flat technology.
Woo.
And a lot of beautiful blank pages as well as lined pages so that you can have a diary of your dreams. All you have to do to win is to be in chat and be active. And that'll be probably in about 15 minutes. So it'll be great.
So I'm going to try to airdrop it really quick.
Oh, I love this. Yeah. A little airdrop action.
Yeah, let's see how well this works.
So good. Yes, so the next thing that Chris will be taking a look at is bringing his monster drawing back in and, bringing this all to life. Yes. So, Jimmy Mitchell, we all want to win. I agree.
Is it Siller or K.A.?
Siller,
Siller?
not KA.
It's a Siller one? Okay.
Are you
The air job?
Dropping it
Let's
to this one?
find out what
Okay.
this one's called.
He's working with the
KA.
Cintiq.
I don't know.
So
no,
I'm KA.
You're K, okay.
I can always drop it to you.
You can drop it to me.
Do Siller?
Yeah, and then.
Okay.
Yes,
trying to figure out how to
Sarifa,
get it to
I
this
agree.
one.
This is so exciting to watch.
You know what, you should
We're
email
like
it to
in the
yourself.
midst
You
of
know, is
everything
that-
right
okay,
now,
okay,
trying
okay,
to
let's
figure
do
out how
that.
to airdrop
Let's do
and
it, let's do it.
how to put everything up on the computer. So
please,
yes,
work.
there's some pro cleaning skills going on as well. Thank you, Eric Sue. I'm glad you noticed.
Perfect, because I got the mail pulled up.
And today's
Let's do that, let's do
challenge
that.
is not a challenge. In fact, it is portfolio review. So today we're going to be doing that. In about 40 minutes into the session, we will be picking 2 lucky people to review their portfolios. And it'll be pretty awesome. You'll get a chance to get some screen time on Adobe Live as well as Chris's amazing feedback. So I promise he won't be too harsh.
It's so amazing. It
is gonna be pretty
It's gonna be the most
amazing.
amazing feedback ever.
The most amazing.
The most amazing. Okay, almost done here.
We're
guys.
almost done. Yes, that's right. We're just making reality.
Let me get to my Gmail.
Ryan Ford's like, this is like reality TV. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. We're
Yeah.
just hanging out, you know, sweating a little bit. Where's the glove, by the way? Is the glove? Yes, we've got the glove.
It's not, you know.
I kind of wish you were wearing a green one. That way your hand would
Oh
be
yeah, that would have been
invisible.
much better.
Yeah, that would have been so
I'll
cool.
have to see if they have the green screen gloves.
Oh, so great.
I think that one's called Adobe's Mac Pro.
Adobe
Okay.
Mac Pro.
So
Okay.
If it's airdrop and that doesn't show up, we can try that.
Okay, I think it's sending it right now.
Cool. So in a moment, we'll have everything up there. Yes, we have a MoBeast cameo. Hello, Tim. Yeah, we're going to be doing portfolio reviews. So definitely submit your portfolio. It's completely worth it. And I know that it takes a lot of guts and a lot of, you know, time to put that together. So it's really important that you guys know that we support you and that we are so excited to see your work. So
Just waiting for my phone to send an email. It's deciding that it's just
oh, it might
sending
not do that if
one
it's
of
not
I'm connected to Wi-Fi.
connected.
Oh no, what?
We're just gonna
Oh.
dance a little bit more.
Cool. Well, yeah, I
Maybe.
mean,
Let's try airdrop again.
we can.
No, we can try airdrop.
Let's try airdrop. Okay.
I know.
We're having another
found out-
Paco cameo. This is a little. Hey guys.
How's it
Oh hey.
going? Hey.
Okay.
So in the meantime, why don't you guys all tell us what you are working on right now, and hopefully it's your portfolio.
Adobe's Mac Pro, that should be it.
Keeping Up with the Chris's. Yes, Ryan Ford. That would be a
Okay, cool.
great
We'll do
reality
this
TV
Yeah,
show.
let's do this one. Let's
Ah.
just do these.
Yes, we do use Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, and then
There we
which one is
go.
it? Okay.
You can find all of Chris's information on the info tab. I can help you guys with that right now. So, pretty awesome. If you see, you can send Chris all of your burning questions as well as asking him to be your mentor. He's like, what? Me?
You don't want me.
Yes, Chris is the Blackstock on
Yes.
on Adobe or on Instagram, so you can follow him there. I will put that in there
Okay.
right now.
We are so close.
It's the _ Blackstock.
Yes,
Right?
the _ Blackstock, correct.
So that is Chris's Instagram, if you are wondering, and you can.
I think I'm in this one.
I believe
2018?
so. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool.
We got it, you guys. We're
Okay.
here. We're live. We're doing work now.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna take you to Chris's screen.
I
and
think we're
check
good. I
this
think we're good now.
out.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully these photos were good enough. They look a little dodgy.
Oh, this is great. Everyone's telling us what they're working on, so this is awesome.
Okay, let's see if we can do this one first. Let's see, image mode, adjustments. Okay, we're just gonna mess with the levels here. Okay.
Nice. Little level adjustment. I like this Photoshop mastery.
Yeah.
Hey, Jelena, welcome.
So it's we got a little bit of a shadow there, but that might not be a big, we could have just erased that out,
Yeah, totally.
you know. But basically we've got our stain.
Yeah, we do.
We've got a stain.
We've got a stain.
So let's get that bad boy in there.
Nice.
Okay. So now we're back.
Oh, we're back. If
We're
you guys
back.
missed the monster, I know I did. Oh, wow, there's so much more detail.
So yes, okay. So I guess maybe we should.
Yeah, walk
Kinda
us
go over
through.
everything.
Let's walk
let me
us
see if
through
I can
from
paste
day
that in. Okay,
one.
let me
Maybe
just-
there's even like a day one sketch in there so we can show everyone
Yeah,
just how much you've done
there might
in 2
be.
days.
I think I didn't do as good of a job this time around saving some of the progress, but let's see what I can do here. So day one, there was no color,
Yes.
no shadow, no highlights,
No nothing. No monster.
no nothing. That's where we
That's
were
where
day
we
one.
started.
That's where we started.
Pretty rad.
I think, and
Jim and his cat monkey.
we were going off that sketch. So that's let me blow that
So
up.
there's a lot that's happened since day
Yeah.
one.
So that's kind of where we were at. And in between day one and day two, I added some more line work, obviously. So get rid of that sketch. So
Oh man, it's so cool.
So then the narrative really started to come together. This guy just, killed this monster with a big stop sign, and he's eating his finger and feeding it to his pet.
Yeah.
So then we started adding the color.
So good.
And as you can see with a lot of the color, there's a lot of gradients that kind of help push and pull the objects in the scene. And then we went in and started adding shadow. And then highlights.
Ooh.
So added some more highlights on him and on his hand here. Kind of left it off over here just to kind of keep it pushed back.
Yeah.
So got some further? I don't know
Wow.
what that is.
Everyone's like, wow. I think that's all we can say right now is
Yeah,
wow.
and then I've kind of done a bit more. And so I decided that it would be cool as a desktop. It's like white can be kind of abrasive. So I thought maybe just like a nice flat color and some graphic elements would
I
kind of
love
help out with
this.
that. And so kind of added this orange in there.
Ooh.
And then we've got a ground floor right here. And so this is where we're going to be adding our coffee splatter.
So good.
It's going to be the texture of the ground. And then went ahead and I've added some smoke back
Ooh,
there.
yeah, from our
Right, because these are supposed to have these like
potholes.
thermal vents.
Yeah, thermal vents. Oh man, I can't begin to count how many people are out there saying this is so awesome.
Yeah, so then decided, I've got some graphics in the front for the. So now we're really cooking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now we've kind of got our whole piece here.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
And so and it's. I was thinking about rendering the smoke, but I actually really like it as these kind of flat graphic elements.
That's cool.
And so, yeah, I think from here, I've got some textures and stuff ready to kind of start putting in, and
I love this.
I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, there's a couple people from yesterday saying, Ryan Nelson specifically, he's like, that gradient trick is game changing. He's like, went right up my sleeve.
Yeah.
He's like, whoop, I'm
Yeah.
keeping that one.
It helps. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
I learned that a lot from, that's a lot of like comic book cover artists.
That's cool.
And especially with doing comics, they use gradients so much on their line work to really, because
Push it
basically,
forward
yeah, when you're
and-
doing it, everything's black, and so
Yeah.
you need to find a way to really push and pull.
Yeah, and
but
it's
still having that black outline work that you're doing.
Yeah, it's
usually
really nicely
traditionally.
done. I
So-
mean, your work is great.
So I remember the first thing I wanted to do, and I think I had some notes too that I scribbled down for
Yeah,
myself.
Garrett Moore agreed. Nice shading on textures. Arlie says again, she's in love.
Yeah, so I just usually make notes as I'm doing it,
Oh, cool.
just so I kind of don't miss things that I want to kind of hit.
I love to see your process.
So we got the coffee splatter. I'm gonna add a little bit of dried blood where these things kind of came off. I'm gonna add the coffee ring in the background here, kind of like a
Yeah.
halo over him. I'm gonna distress the stop sign a little bit. Let's see, final highlights, and then kind of make some areas wet, like the tongue and stuff, that make it a little more gross.
Oh, wow.
So, cool. So I remember the first thing I wanted to do was go to that smoke that I had. I believe it was the front smoke, right? Yes. So I just wanted to go after this guy a little bit and just push him back just slightly. And so I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and go in there with the gradient and just kind of, just a little bit. That might have been too much. Let's see.
Yeah, Shelly, if you're watching right now,
Yeah, just enough.
Chris is working on the gradient trick that he showed yesterday to show depth and to show perspective as well.
So that's just enough to kind of push it just slightly back so we have this coming forward a little bit more. Okay, so now I wanted to kind of show how I use textures and how I bring them in and try to, I don't want them to steal the show, but it's also a way for me to get in a lot of cool detail without me having to spend so much time just noodling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I have a layer here. Where is it? Okay, so I've got my texture layer here. I've got one that's like a cracked brown.
Whoa.
Is that connected to the other ones? Oh, that's because, here we go. So this one, if I bring it out, it's just like cracked earth,
Wow.
Dry desert, right?
This is so cool.
So basically what I've done is, you can kind of see it here.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of just laid it. Did I turn on all the textures? Let me get out of that.
Maybe you could zoom in to show chat more clearly.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn off these other ones so I'm not giving away everything.
Oh yeah, you're like, I can't give it away just
Yeah,
yet.
I want to kind of
Travis one's like, this is magic. I agree, Travis.
Okay. So, yeah, basically I've got my texture, and I just wanted something to kind of bring out the front of his face.
Yeah.
And so basically what I'll do is I'll kind of imagine it like when you're doing like 3D model wrapping, or it's like you kind of imagine a sheet of paper that you're wrapping over the object.
Yeah.
So basically what you can do is you kind of take a strip, and then you're gonna use the warp tool, and I'll just kind of demo it real quick.
That is
here.
so cool.
So you kind of just get it. I usually put it on overlay because it allows some more of the color from underneath to come through. And then kind of erase, I'll probably even rotate it just slightly so it's more like the sheet that I want to lay over it. I'll kind of erase some of this top here. I don't really need that much. So now what you can do is go to your edit and go to transform and warp. And so this way you kind of have your warp happening here, and you can start to kind of bend it. And it doesn't have to be exact. You just kind of want that texture to look like it's turning. Mm-hmm. And you can kind of see the warp. It's giving you this kind of like digital sheet of paper, You're basically able to wrap it around.
Yeah, this is really great technique.
So you kind of want to create that cylindrical.
It feels like the skin is stretching.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You want those forms to kind of create that effect. So pretty good. Like I said, it doesn't need to be exact. Kind of want to pinch that in a little bit.
Amazing.
And so then on top of that, usually what I'll do is I'll pull up an eraser, get that pressure sensitivity, and then I'll kind of drop that opacity really far down. So I can just kind of go back. Am I erasing? That might be too much. Let's see. There we go.
Cool.
You can kind of, and then it kind of allows you to blend it in. Mm-hmm. Kind of as you see fit. So you really start to kind of doesn't start to look so much like a photo anymore, and it kind of looks like you've spent all this time
drawing that. Wow, these are good tricks of the trade.
Texture.
Man, this is awesome. Hey, Romaine. Hey, Aurelia. Welcome back. Valder. This is so cool to watch. I hope you guys are taking notes because this is awesome.
And so this kind of creates this cool texture for him, and then when we pull out, it kind of pops out that cleft right here. It kind of differentiates it from the mandible, the jaw below, and so it's just kind of a cool effect, and if we wanted to, you can go in on top and kind of follow in on the cracks and stuff, and kind of enhance where you'd want. I kind of like it as it is.
I don't think
it needs too much more. So I've already, I believe.
So Deanna's asking, are you erasing or are you masking when you're working with this?
I'm erasing.
Cool. Yeah, and Ryan is
terrible. I know I should use masks more. I don't know.
You're like, maybe.
So rudimentary. Yeah, I know. I was like, I should
You're
really
like, it works for me.
learn how to mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just go in and erase. But this is kind of what I had set up previously. So that's what we got there.
Yeah, welcome Alexandra. She's like, I just joined. What the heck? This is magic happening.
Yeah, so we'll even go in, we'll do a few little spots just to kind of integrate it a little bit, and we'll go in with our line 2, which I have already. I don't know what she's got on the brush. Let me see what the brushes are here.
So wild. Hi, Amia. Welcome from India. I'm so excited to see so many people from all over the world watching.
Awesome. I think this is that's fine. So we can just go in here and kind of look where we have some of these cracks.
Uh-huh.
And we can just kind of integrate those into it.
Ooh.
And
so like really emphasizing them.
Yeah, it'll really feel like this is kind of a part of his lips.
Yeah, he needs some lip balm.
Yeah,
he's a little dry and
it's
cracked.
rough
It must
out there
be
in
a
the desert.
dry desert. Yeah.
So you can kind of
this just helps with the story. It adds that much more character.
Right. So it's just little things that you can kind of add, and you can kind of do as much or as little as you want.
So cool. Yes, chat, we have about 2 minutes until chat and win, so stay with us. All you have to do to win is be active in chat. Aurelia says, you are extremely talented.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So now, so you got a little bit added at the tip there, so that it feels like you've kind of integrated it in.
That's so cool.
So next I want to do, we were talking about the paper that I've kind of put in, the background paper that integrating the pattern. So I went ahead and did that for his coat.
Nice.
So
whoa, cool.
Yeah, so this is the original pattern
Whoa.
that I threw on there, and so this is the one that it's scanned.
Yeah, and it's in the deserters.
Yeah, so this is kind of it's really old paper, really cool pattern that I've been using.
That's awesome.
My phone's broken, so I can't actually put it on vibrate.
That's so funny. Well, at least we know that you have a phone, I guess.
And so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and select that coat.
And mask it?
Yeah, and then I should, right? This is why I make things so hard. And then I Command-Shift-I to inverse the selection.
Yeah.
And then
like,
basically delete it out, move it to another.
You're like, I just delete it. You're like, no big deal.
Yeah,
you know,
and then basically, so now
So
it's right where the
cool.
code is, and you can do different. You can just see normal. It's just going to be there. It's not going to have any transparency, but still looks nice.
Still looks super cool.
You could multiply. You can kind of do different things of kind of what effect you want. Again, I kind of like the overlay just because it's a little more saturated and fun, and
the gradient's really coming through too.
Yeah, and it kind of integrates with like the colors I've chosen for the background and stuff.
So cool.
So
Paul had a question earlier about your line work, and do you ever color it in?
The line work?
Yeah, do you ever color your lines?
Yeah, so totally. It just depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. For this, I mean, there's plenty of places. Usually, I'll usually color lines in if I really need to push things back, or if there's details inside the figure that I don't want to be as prominent.
Yeah.
It's just preference. Like I'm digging kind of the old school vibe of this one with the all black
I am
line.
too.
So normally, yes, I could do that. Like I was saying with comics, they do that a lot, where you kind of will have this line and you can lock it up.
All right, chat. It is chat and win time. Favorite comic book artist, go. All right, chat, we are back. What is your favorite comic book artist?
I've got two. Katsuhiro Otomo, who did Akira comics.
You mentioned that on day one.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, that guy's unreal.
So cool.
And Eric Powell, who did the Goon comics.
Oh,
yeah.
I've heard of those. I've never seen them.
Incredible artist, and he writes everything, and he's easily one of the best out there.
So cool.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorites.
Well, for those of you out there who are in chat right now, we have a awesome Moo gift book gift book, a Moo notebook that is a gift for one of you lucky winners. It's got lay flat technology. It's got tons of pages in and out. And you can make your own comics with it, right?
That's pretty awesome.
You totally could.
Yeah.
I think the bot will have a winner for us very shortly, so.
Give it to us.
And it also comes with a little handy holder, which is nice. You can
That's very cool.
slide it right in there. So good.
I'm ready to read.
I'm ready to read too.
this.
I can't wait. Who's gonna win? This is so tough. I don't even know.
The AI is slow today.
The AI is slow.
Come on.
You're like,
Or maybe there's too many people. Too many.
That sounds like a bird voice. That would be like your bird voice.
That's the Dark Crystal.
Yes, the Skeksis. Totally. I'm so glad you know that. I love that movie, by the way.
Oh, they're doing a new TV show.
Oh, we've got a
coming up.
winner. Brad Diedrich.
yes.
He was the one that even asked the question of who's
Hey.
your favorite comic book
There you
artist.
go.
Look at that. Congratulations,
Gotta
Brad.
put it out there.
That's right. Asking a good question sometimes gets you a free Moon notebook. Woo!
It's pretty cool.
So don't worry, guys. If you didn't win, go to moo.com/Adobe Live for a discount on your order and to browse limited edition holiday products. Thank you, Moo.
Woo.
All right, back to this monster.
Okay, here we go. So now we've got, I was gonna add some leather textures in there. I kind of already, let's see. I think I put this guy in. So you see right there, I put these in. And
I love all the texture and detail.
yeah, and they don't always have to be like the greatest resolution. I mean, unless somebody's here looking at your piece, which is almost never. As long as it looks good from what size it's gonna be viewed at.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of important to keep in mind.
Totally.
So yeah, it's really quick. You know, I basically just took leather in, adjusted the opacity. Again, it's on overlay,
So cool.
the layer property. And I went and did the same thing with
For
his
helmet?
cap
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, that's right. Wow, it looks really cool to see all the textures come to life. It brings such dimension.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a really quick way to kind of get that vibe and feeling, and it kind of helps start separating some of the layers. And you don't want to do it everywhere, obviously, because I think once you start,
too much.
yeah, it's going to be too much, and then you're going to start losing those brush strokes and the painting.
Yeah, and then the focus is gone. Like you were talking about, having focus is so important.
Yeah, and so I'm adding most of the textures where he is to kind of make sure that he still is the center and the focal point of this.
As soon as you said that, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, have you ever done, because I know you mentioned that you render smoke.
Yeah.
So have you ever done a texture of smoke on a flat layer like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. I mean, sometimes too, it's fun to do all different kinds of textures or brush strokes and do a mask or a selection. And
look at
and
you
do that
masking
in there.
instead of deleting.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not always a caveman.
Not very often, but I try. Let's see. Okay, so now we can try to wrap. We can try to wrap this one. So.
Don't worry, Brad. Someone will get in touch with you through Adobe Live, and they will get that to you.
Let's just cut that back.
Mark Chavez has a question.
Yes.
When you did the gradient on the smoke, did you just select the smoke?
Yeah, so I just selected that part of the smoke on that layer and and I always just lock out the pixels when I'm doing that, just to make sure it doesn't go outside of that, or somehow my tolerance is too high and it's selecting pixels
Too
around
much.
it.
Got
Yeah.
it. And then Jawan had asked, what are your tips for aspiring comic book artists?
It depends on what kind of comics you're doing. If you're doing a lot of like action-packed, detailed, real technical, like you need to practice a lot.
Yeah, like stuff like what you're doing right now. That's a lot of
You
sketching
really
practice.
need to know anatomy.
Yeah.
I would just start looking at comic book artists that you love, start copying their work.
I think that's
start
great.
learning
Yeah.
why they're making the decisions they're making. But you have to know anatomy. You have to know camera angles. You look at cinematography,
Yeah.
storyboarding. I mean, you're a director.
Totally.
And not only that, is you're the fashion designer. You're doing the costumes. You're
You're
doing
everything.
the architecture.
Yeah.
You're doing so. You can't do enough for comics. Comics are insane. I can't believe I'm working on one
I think
now.
it's so cool though.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work.
Flat movie.
Yeah, but it's incredibly fun, and the reward is, I think for me, that's the reward is just, it's a lot bigger than other things because you're really building this whole world.
Aaron has a great question as well. Do you find yourself using the same textures like in a lot of your work, or do you search for new textures to complete whatever you're doing?
It depends. If I really like the texture, or if I'm trying to keep it, trying to like, what's the word I'm saying? Keep it consistent across the pieces. I'll reuse it. I'm not super picky. Sometimes I'll just go outside and take photos of the sidewalk or trees, or you know. There's so many textures around you once you step out that door. It's almost hard not to find them.
I have a great moss texture from a tree at my parents' house. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like a fake, it looks like Monster.
There's so many cool textures just out and about in your neighborhood or wherever you are.
Yeah. Everyone send Chris your favorite texture. You're like, my email's gonna explode.
No, actually,
don't worry. I don't know if they have your email, but we could give it to you.
So there we go. We just went ahead and wrapped that. It's like a worn steel texture.
So cool.
And then same thing. We're gonna kind of just go in there and see what works. I like that. It makes it a little bit lighter.
It makes it look so much like concrete too. It's really awesome.
Yeah, and then you can kind of go in there and probably want to add a few kind of like nicks and things to kind of make sure it's a little beat up. And also when you're doing this kind of stuff, you want to make sure that it's enhancing the form. You don't want to flatten it. You don't want to flatten your objects. You want to make sure it's adding to that illusion that this is a 3D. This is a 3D piece. So
Aurelia said, "Are you gonna add any like neon lights to his wristwatch?"
Oh yeah, I have some. Getting there. So I've got.
You're like, I will be soon.
I do have. Yeah, I know. I got it. I'm trying to like gauge my time. So I have some like a final highlights layer. And so that's I put on top of everything, and that's when I kind of start doing my final details, where it would be like glows and highlights and things to pop things out.
We have about 20 minutes for portfolio deadline, so that gives us 20 minutes to go through all of this. Then I think we'll probably have about 10 after that.
Okay, so maybe I should start doing that. So I think mostly the textures I think I got on there. I'm probably just gonna add one down here really quick.
And then Garrett was asking about the transparency in the mist and smoke. He's wondering what the decision was for keeping it flat.
Personal preference. I like kind of having those graphic elements mixed in with rendered. Just style choice. There's no real reason.
You're like, the smoke told me to do it.
Yeah, I just like it. Yeah, I think that's really it's a pretty simple one right there. So just liked it.
I think that's great. Yeah, you have to make those choices. Every single object is a choice.
Exactly. So let's see, we'll get this guy. There we go. And even like this one, like I don't really need to wrap it. It already kind of looks.
That's so cool. It makes it look like it's bubbling over.
So we don't really need much on that one. We can just kind of erase it out, and that looks like it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
And that'll kind of finish off.
That is so cool.
Those textures for that. Okay, so now that we got that, let's go ahead and just start doing final highlights and everything.
Nice.
Try to get in there quick. Okay, so let's turn that layer on. Okay. So I already added a little bit. You can kind of see in the eyes here and stuff, just like a little wet.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. His little nose is drooling. How funny.
Yeah, just a few little things. He's got his little map here, but let's see if I can find some kind of glowing.
Oh yeah, you put stuff on his wristwatch. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if it was. I don't know. Okay, so that could work. And so what we could do is kind of maybe make something that might look like it's glowing there. Let's see.
Nice.
So, some little spots. Okay. So.
Wow, this is really coming together.
I think I just wanted to do some. I wanted to do some like dried blood or something.
Oh yeah, you had dried blood. You had distressing the stop sign.
Yeah,
you had
maybe let's do
wetting the
that.
tongue.
Yeah, but I guess blood could be last.
I'm
We don't
like, I have
necessarily
your
need
list
blood.
in my mind, so
Thank you. We don't necessarily need to do the
I'm
blood.
like, here's all the things that we're gonna do.
Now I got to go through my million layers, and
Someone was asking about how many layers you had earlier, and I'm like, there's a million.
yeah, there's a
There's
lot.
a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, I like layers.
I think that's good because you need them until you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like you can kind of. I'll usually go back in and start to
Oh, cool.
delete as I go, but it'll. I don't want to get rid of them too quick.
Yeah, I love the distressing on this. It looks like it's really scraped up.
Yeah, and so this is kind of just something you can do. It's pretty easy.
You're using a finer brush for this?
I don't even know what brush I have. Whatever brushes just came up.
You're like brush, you know.
Yeah, I don't even know which one's selected, honestly.
Looks like the 30.
Yeah, it's like a 30 size. I don't know what. Might even be like a gouache brush or something that she had up that Lizzie might have been using.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you just kind of go in there and you're kind of imagining things that might have happened to this stop sign.
Right, over time.
And you don't want to do so much that you can't read it, but just enough to kind of.
Just enough to make it look real, like it's
Yeah,
been weathered.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to get too crazy, but I think that's.
Oh yeah.
So that just does enough to kind of.
That makes it so good.
Yeah, make it fun.
Yeah.
And so there we got, now it's got a little more that old.
Oh yeah.
What else?
Now
Okay.
it doesn't feel new anymore. That's not a
Right.
new stop sign.
So I'll probably just go in here and just do some kind of like value, some tinting.
Oh, Paul has a great question.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest texture from a photo you've used?
I don't know. I don't think anything that weird. Probably some weird like animal textures.
I'm like scabs from a wound,
That would be a great idea.
right? I'm
Yeah.
like, ew, I just went there.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I don't think anything too crazy, but you can kind of do anything.
You can kind of do anything, yeah.
I mean,
even sometimes when you get close enough up on your own skin, it's like, that's gross
it
enough.
can get pretty gnarly, yeah.
Yeah, right?
So yeah, I'm just kind of doing some final highlights since we are pretty short on time. I'm just gonna
So cool.
kind of pop this out really quick. And I literally just added a tint. I just went on the value over here and just tinted it. So just basically just adding white.
Yeah,
to
it
whatever
shows
your
the
color is.
detail and highlight on that really nicely.
Right, and so you're just gonna want to get like a few spots, or maybe you just want to pop it out.
I also like the colors that you chose for the bird. I think it really helps to give him some emphasis next to Jim.
Yeah, he's kind of that, using a complementary color
Yeah,
with the orange.
He's a companion.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we just want to do a few little things just to kind of pop out the form a little bit, but nothing crazy. It's such a small area that you don't really need to do too much.
Yeah, but it's just such nice detail.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Just little things.
Yes, Monir, follow Chris. You can follow him on Instagram at _Blackstock. We need to get him 10K views so he can do that swipe up thing we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, we all want to swipe up.
So many. I don't have that many.
Yeah, these are great questions. I especially loved Paul's with the weird texture. He's like, what's the weirdest texture?
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a good
you can
one.
definitely get weird.
Yeah, right? Ooh, tongue texture would
Yeah,
be
it's
cool
gonna
too.
add. Yes, that would be really cool. I bet you
Whoa,
could find
I
some
love
really
this
cool
tongue.
different types of animal tongues and stuff.
Totally. Oh, the bearded dragon, actually.
yeah.
I was just at my vet when I went home, and they have a bearded dragon hanging out.
Awesome.
And I stared at it for a good 20 minutes. It was so cool. They let
Yeah.
me pet it.
Oh, that's cool. That's weird that.
It's not really an animal you want to pet, but
Yeah, I was like,
I was
don't
like,
think I've ever
alright.
seen that as a pet. That's pretty
yeah.
rad.
Paul's asking, did we ever get a name for this pet? For that monkey
I
pet?
think it's just the two cat.
Two cat, that's
Yeah.
right.
Let's see what else we.
right.
Catoon.
Catoon. I like that he's just two cat.
It's two cat.
Like, Jim's too busy to name his pets. He's like, he's gonna die soon or I'm gonna eat him, so I don't want to
Yeah, he's
name
like,
him.
Really fine.
Yeah.
So maybe just like,
this is cool.
maybe just some like saliva and stuff that
Wow.
we got going here.
So since you are really into, understanding anatomy, do you ever find yourself staring at strangers that look unique to you and you just are like taking it all in?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's constant. I think doing people watching, just drawing figures.
Because like everybody's so unique and different.
Yeah.
And you can find different ways to do things by staring at them, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's a great. I mean, it's a great way to learn the human figure, and I think it's you got to do it.
Yeah.
Because looking at photographs, you're not really gonna be able to capture the essence of that person.
100%.
You kind of need that's why figure drawing classes are so important, and not just doing it off the internet.
Oh, that makes so much sense too, because the personality comes out in the body and how they move
Right.
and like what they do, and then you can see why their muscles are a certain way.
Right, that photograph is
Yeah.
flat, but if you're in a class, you can really walk around the form. You can kind of understand why certain things might not look right, or you can get a better understanding of the entire figure.
Yeah.
So, and you're around a bunch of other people that are trying to do the same thing, so you learn a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I think, as of now, we're kind of just, adding stuff. So now let's see if I can pull in that splatter one.
So don't forget to get your portfolio submitted. We've got about 12 minutes for submissions to be considered. Pretty exciting.
That is very.
I'm pretty excited. We're seeing a lot of portfolios come in. This is great, you guys.
Okay.
Aaron Lafreniere says, he's like, I can think of this as like a creepy lurking guy in the mall that's like staring at everybody. He's like, you're back there sketching. You're like, oh, that's a really good chin crease. I'm going to capture that.
This looks great.
Yeah. It's a good thing you have like a fairly, like friendly look to you. So.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of important.
Yeah, right? Although we put a trench coat on you and a dark cap and then you're that guy.
Yeah, easily be that guy.
Oh, wow. It's so cool to bring the coffee texture in.
So let me see if I can even we might be able to make it work, man. See what happens.
Fun.
I'm gonna start flattening it, kind of pulling it, getting weird here.
I like it. It's got a natural gradient to it.
So let's see. I'm kind of just stretching and pulling, seeing what happens. I've done better, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you've probably done worse too.
Yeah.
I'm like, we all have, right?
Yeah, but let's see.
This is pretty cool.
Let's see what, no, I don't.
Whoa.
I think the multiply is where we want to keep it.
That was cool though to see the lighter brown come through.
So we can, now I think, let's see. And this again, it's because I need to work on my masking.
Garrett Moore said that the hangnails on the creature are really unique and painful to look at.
Yeah, they're pretty gross.
Yeah.
They're pretty gross.
They're awesome.
Let's see. I have no idea where I brought in that. Is that it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so delete that out. And then we're just gonna go ahead and bring that down. Down to the ground, so that sits back there.
Doing it.
So now we have a little bit of texture there. Like I
That's
said,
cool.
I probably could have, if I had a better photo or it was just more of like a flat white image, it's a little bit easier to kind of bring it out and multiply it because then that background completely disappears.
Yeah.
But this will work for now. And then let's see if I got that. Let's see if we can do something with this coffee stain now.
Oh, right.
Again, let's see if we can multiply it. I'm probably gonna make it a little bit bigger.
Ooh.
So this will be kind of cool with that spray because it's kind of connect us to this top part, which will be kind of fun with the composition to kind of have a little piece running off the edge there, kind of create this like triangle effect.
Paul Alvarez has a question. He says,
Yes.
Is your son old enough to know that you draw comics, and does he think that that's pretty cool?
He's 2 years old,
Uh-huh.
but he knows that Dad draws all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves
Well,
it.
right, you share a room for drawing.
Yeah, he knows what comic books are. He says
So
comic
cool.
book.
Oh my gosh.
So he definitely does. He does know, and it's pretty cool. I mean, he can already hold a pencil like
my
properly.
gosh.
It's funny. He's left-handed
So cool.
too.
Oh, I
Which
love this.
not me, but I mean, he definitely has a very good understanding that that's
so
kind of what my
cool.
job is. So it's pretty cool. That's definitely a dream that I'm hoping to continue. Is this let him see that you can kind of do this and survive,
Right.
and have a family and all that stuff.
So like Laura's question way back when, you really can have it all.
Yeah, you just have to work really hard.
Exactly.
And you have to find somebody that's willing to sacrifice a lot of things with you.
Totally.
Because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of determination.
Yeah,
and-
kudos to your family. They
Yeah,
sound like
I-
pretty
yeah.
cool people.
Yeah, wife is pretty cool.
Yeah. You're like, she's all right. You're like, I think
She's
I'll keep her
pretty
around.
cool,
You're
yeah.
like, I think she'll keep me.
Yeah, exactly. I still don't understand why
Yeah,
she
right? You're
married me,
like,
but-
don't anyone tell her
Yeah.
who I really
Like,
am.
nobody tell her she could have done better.
You're like, keep her in the dark. That's great.
So just like a little finish up there.
Yeah, well, she's a designer too, though, so she gets it.
Yeah, she understands, and her dad's a musician.
Oh, wow.
So and
Talented
same,
family.
Yeah, and her mom as well is a dancer and stuff.
Oh,
so-
wow. Yeah.
So cool. Now we've got our coffee stain.
Wow, it looks so cool. It's kind of like a sunset, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of got that sunset
Yeah.
vibe, and
So wild.
so I mean, we could keep.
Well, we've got about 7 minutes
Yeah.
before portfolio
All right.
review.
So I'll just keep
yeah, you
detailing
noodle
stuff,
away.
but at this
Keep
point,
your questions coming. This is great.
It's kind of as detailed as you want to make it. It's the hardest thing I think with art is deciding when to stop.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
I think that's just something you learn over time.
I would agree.
It's also nice to have somebody who knows your work or that you can kind of give things to. That
Right,
they'll-
like your wife when you're like, she's like, the details too much.
yeah, they'll tell you real quick, like stop. But especially with digital, it's so hard to stop.
yeah.
You just want to keep going and going and going.
100%.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Garrett says he truly admires your ability to work so publicly.
well, I mean, I was very nervous doing this, to be honest. And
You seem like super calm, Like
yeah,
I'm impressed.
I mean,
Yeah.
my shirt is soaked. I'm sweating
He's
so much.
completely drenched.
I was
You're like,
maybe I
it
should
was
bring
the
an extra shirt."
rain. It was the rain.
Yeah, it was the rain. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I think the first time that I kind of had to do like performance art in that way of like drawing in front of people
Yeah.
is when I went to art school, because you're in a classroom with all these other people that you're not competing, but you're trying to do your best
Right.
with the time that you have and with your
Yeah.
instructors. So I think that's kind of when you start to really learn, is when you're taking classes, workshops around other artists. You not only want to push yourself, but you want to be pushing the people around you, and you want the same thing with them. So
Yeah. Jimmy Mitchell says, what about the vents? Adding the vents.
oh, I did. Thank you.
He's like, thank you, Jimmy.
There they are.
Oh, cool.
So they're there, and actually we can add. That'll be part of our little highlights.
Nice.
Thank you. Totally forgot.
So good.
I'll just go in there.
Is that smoke leaking out from underneath the cauldron?
Yeah, so that's because he's got it on top of one of the thermal vents.
Got it.
And that's
Oh,
what
to
he's
heat it.
using to
That
heat,
makes sense.
heat the food.
I love how the story is just coming together.
Just go up here, yeah.
Yeah. Gabriel's asking, do you like using the mixer brush for these types of illustrations?
I don't use a mixer brush. Yeah.
There you go.
I probably,
So no.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I probably should. I probably should be using more blending options and stuff. But
I don't know. I
yeah,
think
just
it's
haven't got
looking
that. I like
pretty good.
having the stroke, and I feel like with other stuff, I just kind of use the gradient for that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes with blending, you get too deep into that, and it kind of kills the energy
Yeah.
of like a piece. Like I like to see brushstroke more than something that's too blended or too smooth. And the gradient for me will kind of take care of certain parts of that if I need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's not really a part of my process. But
Well, it also keeps you unique, kind of like how you were saying you weren't putting transparency on the on the Steam because it looks unique to your process too.
Yeah, I kind of just like how it's just kind of these little cutouts. There's something really cool about it.
Oh, that's cool. The highlights look awesome.
So there you go. Now you got your little vents, and now it's
Yeah.
kind of telling you, it's like, okay, now we know where the smoke is coming from the back.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can understand that he's using it to cook. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that now.
We'll see.
This is pretty cool.
All right. And then, yeah, I mean, like I said, I could stop here, but obviously you kind of just little things like, oh, you know, kind of detail out his little fingers here, maybe add some grime and stuff. Let's see. We can even just do that in the color section. So many layers.
William, that's pretty funny. He's like, everyone knows that you need a thermal vent to cook finger food.
Yeah, duh.
Ah!
Obviously.
Finger food!
So there we go. Just adds a little bit of grime in there.
Ooh, yeah, grime
Yeah.
is.
They look painful, those cuticles.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little jagged extra nails.
Mm-hmm. It's not fun. It's a little rough. So we gotta add a little there too.
Oh man, so
Oh,
good.
actually, that's gotta be that's on the stove. There we go. Don't eat the nail.
Don't eat the nail.
That's really, you don't want to eat the nail.
Yeah. I like he's helping his two-cat by giving him some meat.
He's getting a little piece of the finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to stay energized.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like his lookout.
Totally,
You know?
yeah.
It's kind of his scout.
Well, I mean,
He
they do have
scouts
a
ahead.
whole monster, so I think
Yeah.
he has some to spare.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like,
It's
what do you
true.
want to eat now, two-cat?
You got a lot there, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then we can kind of
Lose some
maybe
weight.
maybe do some dry blood at the end here, maybe.
Ew, I love it.
Let's see what we can get.
I love how gross it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that definitely makes it feel more real. Ugh.
It's kind of whatever.
A little under 2 minutes for portfolio review submissions. Oh yeah, it's so gory.
Yeah, just enough.
I like it.
You know, if you want it, like, kind of how it kind of ran down his finger, maybe.
Yeah.
Nothing. Don't have to get too crazy with that. Just
Oh, I like that the bone is a little bit like dirty though. I think that makes sense.
yeah, like maybe it dripped on it afterwards or something. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Because they
Yeah.
kind of went over there and cut it off. It didn't happen in battle.
Yeah.
It was more like a surgical.
Yeah. Exactly.
So maybe we'll do a little bit of that over here as well.
Blood drip and splatter.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just a little something.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Paul Alvarez's 2 nubby thumbs up.
Yeah.
So funny. This is cool.
So yeah, just a little bit of blood. Nothing too crazy.
I also like the color that you're using for that. Like it's drying, but it's maybe still a little bit.
Yeah,
There.
maybe a little still wet. We don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe some.
Oh, Monir says, don't forget to save your work.
Thank you.
See, you just need a Monira clock.
Right?
Yeah.
Man. I know, I
Nice.
feel, yeah, having a personal assistant who needs credits.
Chat is pretty cool, right?
Yeah. If you could just help me
You're
while
like,
I paint and just tell me all the things I'm doing wrong and how I can do it better, it'd be great.
So funny. All right, well, that is time.
Cool.
We are going to head out into space. We will be back with 2 portfolios for review. Stick with us.
Awesome.
Whoa, we're back. Oh my God. We saw Voodoo Val out there. What's up, Val? Yeah. Back from space, we have 2 amazing portfolios to take a look at. First off, we have Jimmy Mitchell's portfolio. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy.
Jimmy is from Indiana, and he's just drawing for fun, but definitely open to drawing for money. I like that. A little bit about me. That's pretty awesome.
Don't be afraid to pay me.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. All right, so take a look at all of the work that Jimmy has.
Oh, cool. So
in
this
his
is all of his
portfolio.
stuff, right?
Yeah, all of his
Okay,
work.
You got a lot of stuff.
Totally. So wherever you want to start.
Okay. Ooh, I like that Samurai Jack.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's take a look. Woo.
So awesome. I mean, first thing, I think it's
zoom in
awesome
for
that
this.
you're, you know, using reference from an IP that's already out there. It's already got great style, and you're kind of using that as the influence to kind of do your own piece on it. It's really cool. You really captured the Samurai Jack vibe.
Yeah.
The colors are really great, and I like the way that you did the rain.
Yeah.
It's a really cool
so
choice.
Cool.
Yeah, because rain can be really hard.
Yeah.
Or it can get kind of sloppy, but I think it works pretty well with this piece and how it kind of eliminates some of those dark areas, kind of cuts across.
Totally cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I wonder if there's more to this one. No. Okay. This is really cool.
Yeah, it's a great little piece. Let's see what else we got.
Yeah. All right. What else do we have out here?
I like, can we go to that?
This one?
Yeah.
All right. Batman Ninja. Oh, yeah. Let's go full screen with this.
So this one's got, I mean, this is a great example of doing some really cool line work with some value, but then throwing in those graphic elements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like the composition of this one.
So cool. It looks like two people coming together.
Yeah, I would say for some like a critique on the Batman, like I can understand the kind of like minimalistic, like it's like a 3-color with the gray, but I would either put more detail down in there or darken it. I feel like it gets a little lost.
Yeah,
So
maybe to
maybe
contrast.
Maybe a little bit stronger shape in there or something that's defining it. But
Yeah.
I really do like the shape of that. I love this.
Yeah, the arc is really nice.
That's really great. That's a really great piece.
Nice job, Jimmy. All right, where do you want to go next?
Oh man,
I know, right?
so many good ones. Let's see. Let's go back up. I think,
Okay.
let's try.
Yeah?
Let's try that
Let's do
one.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is, another good one as far as I really like the print quality of the piece. It's really simple use of color.
Yeah, I love the color combinations.
Really kind of direct lines and a lot of big bold lines.
Yeah. I also like the weirdness of his other eye.
Yeah, the fingers. Now that I'm
Yeah,
like
the
looking
finger's
at
a
it,
little strange.
I'm not really sure what's going on with the finger. So I don't know if that's just making marks but it does look a little strange around.
Yeah. It's a little phallic.
It's a but I mean, I really do love the color choices and all the little mark making up here is really cool.
Yeah, like the claws above the eyes.
Yeah,
Super
it's like
cool.
just to make marks. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any more in that one. Oh no, but there is this Inktober.
Similar.
one.
This is looks like that's.
Let's see. Oh, there's a lot for Inktober.
I'm assuming this looks like it's more traditional.
Oh, is that Dr. Xavier?
It almost looks
Kind
like
of looks
Picard. Is it?
Picard.
Yeah.
Yes, Jean-Luc Picard. That's right.
Patrick Stewart, I believe.
Yes. Oh, this is cool to see some iguana. Looks like a bearded dragon.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like most of the stuff that you're doing is directly from photo reference, and which is awesome. And I think you should always be doing that. But I think it's really important to kind of explore out of your own head as well, and take what you're learning from doing these studies, and try to move that into kind of doing it on your own. It's really important to try to do it out of your head, because if you're locked in from just doing like something like this, it's like you don't want to be locked to a photo. You don't want that to have to be the driving.
Yeah, because if you want to change something and you don't have the ability to take another photo of it, you want to be able to know how the muscle would change naturally. Yeah.
So maybe exploring like doing more backgrounds or just focusing on technique and mark making and still lifes. I know a lot of people think those are boring, but
they're
those
great.
are extremely important in understanding value and how to turn form and make a lot of the stuff that you're making, but really improve the impact.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of great ideas and a lot of fun.
Totally.
That one's
I
really,
like this.
that one's really cool.
The texture on his face is wonderful.
Yeah, I wonder if he's American.
Yeah, I wonder too.
Too many cheeseburgers.
Yeah, right? Super. That's nice to see some color in there too.
Yeah, but I mean, you obviously love to draw, and
Yeah.
that's number one. You know.
I love this.
And a lot of you got a
Whale
lot
on
of really
the
cool
moon.
ideas. Yeah.
This is amazing. All right, well, this is super
Yeah,
great.
cool, really cool.
Jimmy, really nice work. Thank you for submitting. It takes a lot of guts to do it, so congrats. All right, our next guest is James Vanden Heever. So James is a graphic artist, illustrator, textile designer, self-employed, and he is in Cape Town, South Africa.
All right.
All right, pretty awesome body of work. Wow.
Yeah, this stuff's
That's
really
a lot
cool.
of work. Whoa.
Let's go back up there.
Yeah.
I'm usually assuming the top stuff's
Top's the
probably the most
newest.
recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to that skull that looks like
This one?
Grim Reaper.
Oh yeah, Grim Reaper.
Reap what you sow. Okay, cool. I like this. Looks like we got a process
Totally.
happening here.
Let me just open this up so we can see it full view.
Yeah, this is really
So
cool.
first, ooh,
Nice.
Whoa.
These are awesome, man. Yeah, I like how you're taking that pencil render and
see how many there are. There's a lot in here.
a lot of detailed work.
I'll go through everything, then we can go back. Okay.
Oh, cool. That's really cool. Applying what you've done and applying it to product or putting it in the real world.
That
that
helps
looks-
people understand.
Yeah. Do you mind if I can? Is this the
Oh,
air?
yeah,
Is the
we
air
can-
okay?
Oh, whew. Oh,
I can breathe.
the air's okay. We
Okay.
did it. Okay. Okay. You're like, I feel so much better.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
can't take me seriously with that thing. But it's cool to apply stuff like that, especially with illustration, to product, and it kind of allows people to see how your designs can be integrated into the real world, and it looks great in your portfolio.
Yeah, this is so cool.
This is really like the color choices,
Yeah.
the complementary colors that you've got going with the orange and the blue.
Cross-hatching's super cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming this was done in Illustrator.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
looks
it's
like
almost
it.
too
Yeah.
clean.
It's
to,
definitely been done in Illustrator.
Yeah, I don't
if you
see
did
it-
this in Photoshop, amen.
Yeah, I'm so impressed. It's,
Yeah, we're like, whoa. Yes.
But I mean, great use of the program, because I think maybe some of the problems you had in the pencil rendering, like maybe too many spots
Right.
were kind of over rendered, maybe, or just wouldn't make it feel as graphic. You kind of took care of that when you moved it to Illustrator.
Great
Kind of created those
contrast, yeah.
flat blacks to really push that value.
So cool. Nice
That's awesome.
job.
Yeah, great job.
All right. What one do you want to look at next?
It's another cool one. I mean,
Zombie Girl? Cool.
what's this guy down
This
here?
guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get in here. We'll scroll all the way down first, and I'll go
Yeah.
through because I want you to see everything.
I mean, these are beautiful.
What?
Yeah, these are really great use of
So
line and
cool.
value.
Whoa.
yeah, those are cool.
That's very Nordic looking, like
And-
Viking.
Right, and obviously the way your design is very graphic. Like this could be a sticker, it
Oh,
could go on
yeah.
a shirt, it could be a tattoo.
This could be like an emblem for a sports team.
Yeah, these are really cool.
So cool. Ooh, Jerry Designs. All right, let's go all the way
You
back.
don't need our help.
No, you don't need
figured
us.
it out
you don't need
already.
us.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Oh,
beautiful.
look at that. That's so cool. That's definitely a sticker or someone's tattoo. That could
Yeah.
be a great tattoo.
And like for everybody else looking, this is how you use line work to create value and form. I mean, everything, all the great wraparounds and ellipses.
Right.
And
You were talking about that in some of your designs, how you need to have the angularity and the curve for like the head, so that you know where it's starting and
yeah,
ending. I think
yeah,
this
because
is
if you didn't
done
have any of those lines, it'd feel really flat and you wouldn't get that structure.
totally.
So it's a lot of nice like tapering lines. It's just so cool because I love print and I love silk screening, and so this just kind of reminds me of doing
Yeah.
separation layers and getting them ready. These are really cool.
I really like the detail too, how he's pulled everything apart to give it its own like shine.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean these are great.
Nice job. All right.
Yeah, no.
I think we have time for one more.
Oh, this one's
This
really
one?
cool. Yeah.
Okay. Bear, panther, wolf.
Oh, these are cool.
Oh my goodness. bear, panther, wolf.
Yeah, I hope somebody's paying you for these.
Yeah. He said this is a personal project.
Man, get these out. Yeah.
Yeah, get these
People
out
would
there.
love this stuff. This is great.
This is so cool.
I like this. It's got the kind of like stencil vibe.
Yeah.
Got like the airbrush background spray paint.
These should be tattoos.
Yeah, these are very cool.
I like how they have their own individual like wrap of like this one's the
He's
the
got
rope, the chain, and the barbed wire.
Great example of creating some type of consistent style with some type of object. Or
Barely alive.
Get out of here! That's hilarious.
Break your chains.
These are so good.
Lone wolf.
And he's even got the like silkscreen texture that
Yes.
kind of cracks and wears over time.
Totally. Oh, and then
These are cool. This is what I saw.
This is cool. It's like glitch.
Yeah, and you got the 3D effect going there.
Yeah. So cool. I had to squint my eyes to look at it. It pops more.
Yeah, no, these are great.
Yeah. Wow, that's so wild.
Hey, these are really cool.
Super cool.
I would totally get those on a shirt.
Whoa, let's see what this is.
Ah,
Oh!
cool.
So cool.
Cool. It's a great
That
way
is
to kind of
awesome.
show your skills.
Yeah,
this is
that really brings it to life. Very clever, James. This is super awesome. Thank you for submitting your work. Very brave and awesome stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, keep up the good work, both James and Jimmy. Thank you so much. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, there's so many good artists out there.
I know, there's millions of good artists.
Yeah,
It's such a different world.
Yeah, I know. Well, everybody's got more tools for exposure these days.
That's right, that's right. All right, well, we've got about 10 minutes that we can hop back onto your computer and do any fancy little finessing that you want.
I was thinking maybe kind of go in with these little, what were they, pustules?
Pustules.
I'm not sure
Oh,
what
all right, yeah, well, let's hop
we're
back
gonna
on
call
over
them.
there.
We can maybe go in here and just kind of add some, maybe make them a little pink. Let's see.
So cool.
Just kind of pop them out a little bit.
Nice.
Nothing crazy. Just add some different tone and color to them.
So cool.
Let's see. Just the kind of
They're so fun. His little warty pustules.
pustules. I believe that's what they're called.
I think so, yeah.
Sounds about right.
I was like, oh, those old warts.
Yeah.
You're like, no,
Wart-
that's a different shape.
That's a pustule.
Yeah,
They're boils.
they're boils. You're like,
Yum.
I've studied anatomy. That's a boil.
That's a boil. That's a boil if I've ever seen one.
His tongue looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah, you got a little bit of that saliva in there.
And the puckering of the little taste bud areas.
Yes. Very,
So cool.
very gross.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we can do. We could even, you know what, we could even do some.
I also noticed the roll up on his bag. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, his little sleeping bag that he's got
Sleeping
going
roll,
there.
yeah. It's cool to see all of this. Oh, Anthony Avram's asking, do you stream on Twitch?
You know, I don't. Like I said, this is kind of my first efforts really to kind of get out there and do this kind of stuff.
Oh,
but
you should do this more.
yeah, I'm friends with Kill Paris. I'm doing his album stuff. I know he'll actually make music on Twitch too as
super
well.
cool.
But yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I know from gaming and stuff. But yeah, it's totally a possibility. I'm thinking about it more and more now that this was relatively fun.
Painless.
Painless,
Yeah, relatively
successful.
painless.
Yeah.
You're like, there's minimal pain.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully in the future, just follow my Instagram and
Totally.
I'll let you guys know.
Thank you, Amia, for joining us. Yes, get to bed. She says it's 3 a.m. there.
Oh
Woo.
jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, those teeth are looking good.
I can't do those late nights anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Old man.
Jimmy said he'd love to watch you on Twitch, so I think that
Awesome.
you definitely have to
All right.
join.
Yeah. I might as well when the kid goes to bed.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Is he gonna be in the same room? You're like in there and you're like,
No, I have the pleasure of moving my desktop into the living room
at night.
at night.
You're
yeah.
like, it's a whole experience.
There's sometimes
and
I move,
ordeal.
sometimes I move my computer 4 times a day. So,
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just
And
kind
do you
of.
have a computer set up like this? Or is
I
it
have
laptop?
I have an iMac.
Oh, okay.
So I've got a 27-inch iMac.
So that's a chore.
Yeah.
That's how you keep in shape, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, us designers get all
I have
clumsy
that,
because we
like-
just sit there.
I have that fear of me tripping, just moving like that 20 feet. I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but
that is a huge fear.
freaking me out.
Well, stick with us because up next we'll have Kathleen with Emma, and they'll be on in about, 20 minutes,
Yay.
15 minutes. That's right.
Kind of add a few more little last little things here.
Oh, I like this.
Let's
Little
see.
sleep in his eyes.
Yes, a little more, just kind of.
So cool.
Weird little things here. Just kind of pop it out just a little bit more. Yeah. Is that Rugrats?
I think it was Doug, yeah.
Doug. There you go. Yeah. Doug.
I was like, yup. It was stuck in my head.
All right.
Oh, wow. So cool.
Could do some other weird things. I don't even know. Probably
William's like, if you want, you could do some smoke shading. William's like,
You guys really want that smoke?
They seem to really want some smoke shading. I think it's because they like your
I
illustrations
think
so much.
they're upset with me that I'm not doing smoke shading.
Yeah. And Jimmy says, oh no, now it looks like he was crying when he was killed.
Maybe he was.
He probably was. He was in pain.
Maybe he was just walking around. And
Yeah.
they're like, it's a monster. And he's like, no, no, no.
Totally.
Yeah, poor guy. He'll be fine.
Yeah. He'll survive, trust
You
me.
know what we can do? We can go ahead and maybe we can add a little bit of dirt.
Oh yeah. He's like, my pants are dirty.
Yeah, a little dirt here.
Super. So cool. So what are your plans to do with this illustration once you're finished?
So I was thinking we could go ahead and have this available for download.
Amazing.
As a desktop. So just flatten it up, turn it into a JPEG, and you guys can
So
go ahead and.
cool. This is why you follow Chris on both Instagram and Behance, because then you'll have access to downloading it.
That's right.
You'll be aware of all of his illustration woes.
Yes. So let's see.
So cool.
But yeah, I feel it looks pretty. It looks pretty good.
That's pretty nice.
I'm happy with most of this. Most of it.
You're like, most of it, most all of
I
it.
could keep going. Yeah, it's really. I'll probably end up.
Tom LaRoque is like, we want that smoke.
I know. Well, you know what? Maybe in the desktop there'll be alternate
Smoke
versions.
options, yes. Alternate smoke,
Maybe do some different
Yeah.
background colors. We'll see.
totally.
Yeah.
You never know. It's gonna be a surprise.
Just keep badgering me.
Yeah, there you go. You're like, that always works.
Yeah.
Badgering always works. 100%. People love that.
Yeah. They're like, oh, sweet.
Eric
He
Sue says,
asked for it.
very nice work.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, Big Jim's face is pretty awesome. Really,
He's ready to go.
yeah, he is. Does that resemble your grandfather?
Eh,
Kinda.
a little bit. So I never met him because he passed before I was born. So I only have photos of him.
That's kind of cool in that
Yeah.
way, where it's like this, image in your mind.
Yeah, he was he was a pilot, lawyer, inventor, like
Sounds like a pretty
cowboy.
rad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like the man's man.
Yeah.
So he's a very like mythical
That's
figure in my
cool.
life.
I
so,
love that.
Yeah.
Ah.
But cool. I think.
We've got about 6 more minutes, so
Okay.
anything that you want to play around with is good with us, like smoke or,
Yeah, might even add-
smoke
Yeah, some smoke.
or some smoke.
I would go after it if I had a little more time, but I don't want to add it and then be like,
You're like, no. You're like, I don't think so,
No.
guys.
Let's see. Let's see if we can add a little bit more in here. See if we can add that.
Oh, leather cuff. I like that.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I also like the buttons on his watch. Cuff watch.
Let's see what happens.
Paulo's asking about the smoke. Is it a lot of work to do the smoke when you do create smoke like that?
Is it a lot of work to...
Like when you're going to render out smoke, does it take a long time or is it...
No. It's the same as everything. I mean, it's just it's the same process, but it's, if I was going to start it, like I need some time to
right.
make it look good.
You see them. Tom's like 6 minutes of smoke. LOL.
Yeah. But yeah,
I think they just want to harass you now.
I think so. I know. I'm feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, are you feeling it?
No,
are you starting to sweat a little bit?
Nah, I like the graphic.
I mean, like the illustration's like beautiful, so
yeah,
for being gross and like gory, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the candy vibe.
Yeah.
It's got all those rich colors and.
I love it.
So.
Yeah, and since we have about 5 minutes, when you're finished finessing, it'd be great to show people the very, very start again, because some people have just joined us at the very tail end.
Yeah.
And that way they can see all of the process that you've done.
Yeah, cool. Let's do it. Let me just save it.
Yeah, good idea. And then Paulo is also asking, how long do you think an illustration like this would take to be fully done?
It just depends how much I want to render it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could deliver this and it'd be finished. I mean, I've delivered artwork that's much less rendered, that's much more just graphic, flat. So it really depends on the rendering time.
Yeah, and who the client is or what the purpose of the illustration is.
If I do really detailed paintings, it can definitely take a while.
Yeah.
I think the most I've spent on a piece probably like 60 hours,
Oh, yeah.
70 hours. So I mean,
That's a lot. That's a full long week.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it just depends. Depends on like where you feel comfortable stopping or like what you want out of the piece. Or...
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to go back.
Yeah, let's go back to the beginning. In the beginning, there was blue sketch.
Here we go.
In a world. Oh, that's super cool looking, by the way, with them.
Yeah, I know, right? It's funny as you start to do that.
Yeah, there's so many neat things that you can do with your illustration with layers.
See.
That's pretty wild.
What else can we... Now I've got to go through all my layers. This is a freaking...
Oh, man.
I haven't done the organizing. Let's see.
You're like, why?
There we go. And then we get rid of those final
Big
highlight
Jim,
stops.
why?
Okay, so pretty much back at the beginning there.
Yeah.
Let's just get rid of the...
So cool.
So that was like day one.
Day one.
Going into day two.
So good.
And then we started adding our colors.
Oh, it's so wild. I love it.
And then we got textures. Let's see. Our shadows, highlights.
Like everything is just
Background
really
in
coming
there.
together. It's so cool to see it. See, that's the kind of stuff you should animate.
That's
Just like the process.
Yeah, it'd actually be really. I've done that kind of
That would
before.
be
As
cool.
you kind of watch it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's some other. Okay, here we go. Some smoke.
Ooh, yeah.
A stop sign, and then we got our final highlights.
Oh, man.
I think we're good.
Pretty cool. We can throw this into presentation mode, right? I think it's...
Oh, like F?
Yep,
Right.
kind of. That's right, there we go. Check that out, you guys. Full screen, that's what our desktop is gonna look like.
Yeah.
Pretty rad. Well, Chris, this has been such a pleasure having you here. Your process was so cool to watch and really imaginative using the textures with the illustration all in Photoshop. Really inspirational. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll
This was
definitely
fun.
follow Chris Blackstock on Instagram and Behance, and stick with us because we have Emmy Zhang up next.
Awesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
When you kiss me, heaven starts.